Hello everyone, it's Sophia Hodgson from Rusty Blue 85 and I'm back with another card making or treat box making tutorial on my YouTube channel. So I'm again going to be using the Tonic Studios Designer's Choice Special Blend gift box. I've already made a Galentine's Day gift box on my YouTube channel, so if you want to check that video out, please do. So I'm using the dies from the Special Blend gift box, so you need 4 of the sides, 2 of the little base, 4 of this lid section, 4 of this side to the lid section, just 1 of that octagon shape, and 2 of this top and bottom for the lid. I'm using a happy die from Heffy Doodle, some cloud dies from my stash that are super old, some meadow grass that again is from my stash and is super old, the Easter and the egg die from Lawn Fawn, and also this X-cut nested eggs as well. So I'm using Seaside Spray, Daffodil Delight and pink. Is it Pretty in Pink? I'll list all of the supplies down below, and I'm also using Hero Arts Lavender cardstock, I believe. So first of all, score on all of the score lines that are created by the die, just reinforce all of those by folding and burnishing with your bone folder, and add some score tape to the tabs. So you'll then adhere the tabs so that you then have all 4 stuck together. And you'll see this kind of rounded tab at the top. You want to glue all of those down, and I use reverse tweezers to hold that in place whilst the glue dries. And this is just to reinforce the top edge, so it's much sturdier now that that's been done. And the reason why you have 2 of these base pieces is one goes on the inside to hide the tabs and one goes on the bottom to hide the tabs. So with the pretty side facing up, start adhering this octagon to your tabs on the base. And again, using reverse tweezers. Reverse tweezers are so helpful in all card making. So I'm using really strong wet glue. This is the high-tack wet glue. And I find that for construction projects like this, like gift boxes, etc., it's so useful to have a really strong wet adhesive. And as you can see, I'm just applying it to a few tabs at a time and then using the reverse tweezers of my fingers to really adhere it in. And the reason why I adhere the inner octagon first and not the base is because you're supposed to put it in to cover all of the tabs, but if you've made it too tight then you can't actually fit it in afterwards. So I find it's better to do the inner one first and then put this base one on top, and you'll see it just looks so much better when it's finished in that nice way with the base on. And just use your bone folder to just really push the glue in, make sure that that's well adhered. So that's essentially the base done. So for the lid, which has the sentiment on it, just adhering this little banner, which is from MFT, with the white heat embossed Easter word on it, and the happy, which again is from Heffy Doodle, and it's I think it's an oldie but goodie die set from Heffy Doodle. I think they still do it, I'll check. But yeah, just using happy, bright spring colours. I've had far too much of snow, can't deal with it anymore, just need spring. So there are 2 of these shapes that you need to cut out. Flip one upside down because that's going to be showing, and then all of these bits, adhere them again with a bit of wet glue so that you can wiggle them around a bit, gives you a bit of wiggle room. And as with everything, whenever there's a score line, just fold and burnish it with your bone folder, and just adhering all of these tabs together. So once all 4 are stuck together, you should have, kind of roughly a cross in the middle, if all has gone well. And there's only one hole in the octagon that goes on the top. So you need to pick a hole and stick with it for both the octagon that goes on the top and the octagon that goes on the underneath. but just make sure that the nice side is facing out for both of them, so that it's nicely finished. And just checking that that's lined up with one of the holes. Each of the shapes produces a hole, so you've got 4 choices, and just making sure that it's all nicely lined up. And then just again covering up all of the folds. And Tonic have thought of everything with these little special blend treat boxes. Just everything gets covered up and looks nice and finished. Just again, wet glue gives you that little bit of wiggle room in case your die cut has moved a little bit and the holes no longer line up. So we're getting into the homeward stretch. So we've got one of the octagon shape, the cutout that's going to finish off the top of this bit of the top. And now we just need to adhere all 4 of these together. And it can be a little bit fiddly with all of the tabs, just trying to make sure that everything stays put and that you've got everything sticking together. And you want to apply glue to these tabs that are sticking up at the top, because they're going to adhere into the top of the lid. And again, just press, get everything to adhere. This can get quite messy with all of the glue that's involved, so yeah, just press everything in. And you'll notice with these reinforcement tabs, I didn't glue them down. That's because prior to adhering them onto the lid, and that's because there's a tab that goes to the left and a tab that goes to the right. So if you glue that reinforcement down too early, then you can't get the tabs in and it all looks a bit ugly. So that's the lid almost done. I'm just going to add some wet glue again so that you've got a bit of wiggle room onto this octagon, and then you just kind of shimmy it down the top because it's quite snug, and you just shimmy it down and stick it over the top, and then you hide all of the joins from the 4 separate die cuts. So that's essentially the treat cup done. So I have a paper straw, yeah, and you just add whatever die cuts to the sides to decorate it that you want. So I have some paper straws, but I don't have any that I think are the right colour, so I'm just using one of my alcohol markers from Spectrum Noir, and this is in the CT2, and I'm just colouring in one of the paler of my paper straws to try and match the lid. I mean, it's not a perfect match, but it's quite good. So happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, enjoy the 4-day-long weekend. Awesome. And if you've stuck with me this far, thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you like this video, if you like the tutorials that I put out, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube so that YouTube knows that you're enjoying my content. If you haven't already, please think about subscribing, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!